This is the lesson for Mod 7, Lesson 7, Inequalities in Two Triangles. The goal of this lesson is going to be comparing sides of two triangles and determining angle relationships. The theorem with this is very similar to what we saw in the previous section. So what this says is if two sides of a triangle match up to two sides of another triangle, so we have two sides that match up to the two sides of a different triangle, and what we can do is if we know the angle between those two sides, there's a relationship between that and the third side. So whatever triangle has the larger angle between those two equal sides will have the longer side in their triangle. And the same is true for the converse or the flipped version. So if two sides match up, or there's two pairs of matching sides, the opposite side and the opposite angle, there will be a relationship. So the largest angle will be with the longest side. So for example, if we know that in this one we have 6 matches with 6, 13 with 13, and the angle between them, so that's the angle that's attaching the two sides, I have 65 and 22. So what that means is since 22 is the smaller angle, EF will be the smaller side. With 65 is the larger angle, BC will be the larger side. And this is, again, this is actually called the hinge theorem. So when I go ahead and look at this, we can say now if I know D is smaller than angle A, I actually know EF is smaller than BC. So I know that this is the smaller side because it's across the 22. Same idea with the two sides that match up, and if I know the third side, so I can see for this one, they don't give us values, but the tick marks indicate they're the same. The angle connecting those two sides would be W and T. And if I look at it, the third side, 15, is the smaller side. So that means this is the smaller angle. 21 is the longer side. This is the larger angle. So if I know RS, or 15, is smaller, that means angle T has to be smaller than angle W. Even if I don't know their values right away, I know that relationship. For this first example, you're really just comparing. So I have that these two sides match up. The angle connecting them, they tell me, is 54 and 52. So this is the larger angle, this is the smaller angle. And so if I look at the opposite sides, this means this is the longer side, this is the shorter side. So ST is actually bigger or greater than VW. So this would be ST is greater than VW. For the last example, kind of the same concept, except we're doing a restriction this time. So I want to look for two sides that match up. I have the 45s, because these are two triangles that are sharing the same side. So I can actually mark that reflexive property like we saw in Math 1. I can mark that. I see that with the third side, 36 is the smaller one. 39 is the larger one. So that means 52 is going to be larger than x plus 18. So if we go ahead and write that, x plus 18 is going to be less than 52. So now if we go ahead and solve that out, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 18. And we're going to get that to be 34. So that means the value for x has to be less than 34.
If you have questions, make sure you are trying the U-Try problems and then asking for help during class, signing up for T-Bolt time, or getting help in the center.